Good morning, America! We're here on History Channel, and today we are going to be interviewing the Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Neanderthal, and Homo sapien. Hi, I'm here today to talk about the Australopithecus. I've dedicated my whole life studying the Australopithecus. So, the characteristics, well, the males were 4 feet 11 inches tall, and they weighed about 92 pounds. And then the female were about 3 foot 5 and weighed 64 pounds. Their facial features were ape-like. They had a flat nose and a strong projecting jaw. And their brain was a third of the size of a human brain. Alright, some unique behaviors about the Australopithecus is they were the first to start walking upright, and when they made food, they would use like simple stone tools to like eat their food. Yeah. Okay, so the Australopithecus lived in Eastern Africa. Some examples of where they lived was Ethiopia, Kenya, and Tanzania. As you can see on the map, they lived in these shaded areas. And they lived 3.85 to 2.92 million years ago.
So for Homo habilis, their physical characteristics are like large features like brains and teeth, and their brains were larger than the average Australopithecus brain, and they were more human-like. And then their average size was about 5 feet tall, and they're about 100 pounds, and they think that females were like smaller. And they had long arms compared to modern humans, and they have like an ape-like body. Okay, so for Homo habilis, their unique behaviors were that they began using complex tools for eating and hunting and other needs, like defending themselves. Okay, so Homo habilis, they started in Eastern and Southern Africa, and then they moved to Central Asia, and they were known for living in woodland environments, and they lived from 2.3 to 1.6 million years ago.
Hi, I'm going to talk about the Homo erectus, and some of its physical characteristics are its body proportions were similar to that of humans, and its brains were a lot larger than its ancestors, like the Homo habilis and the Australopithecus. They were smarter. Their height ranged from about 4'9" to 6'1", and their weight ranged from about 88 pounds to 150 pounds. Some of Homo erectus's unique behaviors included, they created and advanced upon hand axes to, make food and all of those things. And they used fire to cook their food to a limited extent. Go. The Homo erectus lived in mostly northern, eastern, and southern Africa, as well as western and eastern Asia. And they were actually the first species to expand beyond Africa, and their species first appeared about 2 million years ago. Some physical characteristics of the Neanderthal. Its brain size was actually just as large or larger depending on its body proportions as humans, the Homo sapiens. Its height, they were male, averaged to be about 5'5". Females were about 5'1". Their weight for males were about 143 pounds, and then females were about 119 pounds on average.
Okay, ready, go.
The unique behaviors of Neanderthals, some of them lived in shelters. They were the first ones to create villages and things like that. They made and wore clothing. Occasionally they crafted symbolic or ornamental objects, and they even buried their dead and marked their graves with flowers or other ceremonial objects. Neanderthals lived in Europe and parts of southwestern to central Asia, and they first appeared about 200,000 years ago.
So for Homo sapiens, their physical characteristics were that they had a lighter built to their skeletons, and they had a larger brain, and they had like actual facial features. So for Homo sapiens' unique behaviors, they started to adapt to their behaviors and environments if they were unstable, and they made more complex tools, and they began to like farm and stuff like agriculture.
Go.
Okay, so Homo sapiens, they originally started in Africa, and now they live worldwide, and they're still present today.
Okay, so one of the two main scientists that studied human history is the anthropologist and the archaeologist. The archaeologist would go in mainly like Africa and would dig up artifacts and bones, and some of the artifacts were like coins and pottery. And then they wouldn't just dig up bones, they would help preserve them, and they would work in museums. And then the anthropologist would usually like work with the archaeologist in studying the language of the humans, the art, the music, and how they adapted to the environment. Okay, America, that is it for today. Previously you have learned about human history and the scientists that study the human history. That is it for today, America. We'll see you next time on History Channel. So like I know what I'm gonna say. Go. I can't do this. We're gonna cut this off. Okay.
Go.
Okay, so today you have learned about the Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Neanderthal, and Homo sapien. That is it for today, America. See you next time on History Channel.